Notary Public Practice Test 2026 Notary Public Certification, Full Course Acceptable Forms of ID. Question 1. Which of the following is usually an acceptable form of ID for a notary? Social Security card, credit card with photo, current state driver's license, birth certificate. A state-issued driver's license is a standard acceptable ID as it contains a photo, signature, and description. Question 2. An ID must generally contain which of the following to be acceptable? Signature and serial number only. Photo and physical description. Photo, signature, and physical description. Address and phone number. Most states require a photo, signature, and physical description on the ID. Question 3. Can a notary accept an expired ID? Yes, if it expired within the last 5 years. Never. Depends on state law, some allow if issued within 5 years. Only if the person is a relative. Many states allow IDs expired for a short period or issued within the last 5 years, but it varies by jurisdiction. Question 4. What is a credible witness? A celebrity. Someone who knows the signer and can vouch for their identity under oath. A police officer. The notary's spouse. A credible witness identifies the signer when the signer lacks an acceptable ID. Question 5. When using one credible witness, the witness must usually be a relative of the signer, know both the signer and the notary, be over 21 years old, have a criminal record. In many states, if only one witness is used, they must know both the signer and the notary. Question 6. What should a notary do if an ID looks altered? Take it away. Refuse the notarization. Call the police immediately. Ignore it and proceed. A notary must refuse to perform the act if they cannot verify the identity due to a suspicious ID. Question 7. Is a matricula consular card universally accepted by all U.S. notaries? Yes. No, it varies by state law. Only in Mexico. Only in Canada. Recognition of the matricula consular card varies significantly by state. Question 8. Which ID is specifically mentioned as acceptable in most state notary laws? Employee ID badge. Gym membership card. U.S. passport. Library card. A U.S. passport is a federally issued ID that is widely accepted. Question 9. A notary must verify the identity of only the witnesses, the person signing the document, the person paying the fee, the person who drafted the document. The primary duty is to identify the signer of the document. Question 10. Can a notary use personal knowledge as a form of ID? No, never. Yes, if the notary knows the person well. Only for family. Only for other notaries. Many states allow personal knowledge as a way to identify a signer, though some discourage it. Question 11. What is the satisfactory evidence requirement? The signer's word. Verification through ID or credible witnesses. A phone call to the signer's boss. Checking the signer's bank balance. Satisfactory evidence refers to the methods, ID, witnesses, etc., used to prove identity. Question 12. An ID issued by a foreign government is acceptable if it is in English, it is a passport, it has a photo of a dog, it is more than 20 years old. A foreign passport is often accepted if it contains the necessary identifying features. Question 13. If two credible witnesses are used, do they need to know the notary? Yes, both must. No, they usually just need to know the signer and have their own IDs. Only one must. Neither needs an ID. When using two witnesses, they typically don't need to know the notary but must be identified by the notary. Question 14. What feature is not typically required on a government-issued ID for notarization? Physical description, social security number, signature, photograph. SSNs are generally not required on IDs for the purpose of notary identification. Question 15. Is a permanent resident card, green card, typically acceptable? No. Yes. Only for immigration papers. Only if it is blue. Green cards are government-issued IDs with photo and signature and are generally accepted. Question 16. What should a notary do if the name on the ID does not match the document exactly? Sign it anyway. Refuse or use a name affidavit if allowed. Change the ID, white out the document. The notary must ensure the names match or follow state-specific guidelines for name discrepancies. Question 17. Can a notary accept a photo of an ID on a smartphone? Yes. No, it must be the original physical ID. Only if the phone is unlocked. Only if it is a 4K photo. A notary must generally view the original, physical ID. Question 18. Which of the following is a primary form of ID? Student ID, U.S. military ID, work ID, club card. Government-issued IDs like military IDs are primary forms of identification. Question 19. Why is a physical description important on an ID for notarization? To see if the person is tall. To verify the person standing before the notary matches the card. To check their fashion sense. To report to the DMV. It provides a secondary way to verify identity beyond just the photo. Question 20. If a signer has no ID and no witnesses, what can the notary do? Notarize anyway. Refuse the notarization. Accept a credit card. Ask for a utility bill. If identity cannot be established through legal means, the notary must refuse.